The key to decluttering your home is not what you think it is. I know minimalism gets this reputation of being someone who can pack everything that they own into a backpack, owning so little. And that's not why I'm attracted to this idea. There are countless studies that show us that living with less decreases and reduces anxiety and depression. While I personally do not struggle with these, I do notice that I get overstimulated and overwhelmed very easily. I think this is a product of growing up in this technological era. Personally, I realized that my attention span was shrinking to almost nothing. I found myself having a hard time focusing and staying on task, and really a hard time with being bored. I personally love being productive. Personality trait that I own. Something I'm actively working on is slowing down my life and savoring my days. I share more about this concept of savoring my days in my last video, so make sure you check that out. With how much busier my life has gotten since I started this channel last summer, I've moved, I started working full-time, I have 2 kids, I'm a wife, and I am just craving slowness and simplicity and calm once I walk through the door, which at times can be hard to achieve because of how many people live in my home when I'm away from home majority of the day. I've been actively decluttering my home since the beginning of the year. Now, the key to decluttering is knowing exactly why you are decluttering. For years, I've been following minimalists, wondering how they got to the point where they wanted to be minimal. And for me, I finally reached that point this year. With how busy my life has gotten, I realized the most important thing in this life is my time. Time is one of those things that can just slip through your fingers if you're not careful. How many times during the day do you find yourself deep in an Instagram scroll or deep in some other rabbit hole because of the little thing that's in your hand? I realized my habits around my phone needed to change. This became very clear when I had my son a few years ago. If I was going to be the present mom that I wanted to be, then the habits that I have surrounding my devices really affect how I mother. This is still something that I'm working on, but I have set clear boundaries of the times that I do allow myself to have a moment to check on things on my phone. Has helped so much. Again, I talk more about my phone boundaries in my Savor Your Life video, so make sure you check that one out. Now, aside from having a baby, another thing that happens when you have a baby is the accumulation of so many new items and really thinking that you need everything. Funny story, I was convinced that I needed a changing table with my son because my sister loved having hers, and once we had one, I just never used it. I maybe changed his diaper on there one time, if that. The lesson that I learned was just because it was working for somebody else doesn't mean that that was going to work for me. So since having my second child, I've totally changed my tune on how many things I think your baby actually needs. And it's not that much. But it's because of my children that I am craving this slowness, this stillness, this calm in life so that I can be that kind of mom to them. And it's because of them that I feel like I need to have less so that I can give them more. Now, they are the why behind this shift to a minimal and high functioning home. They deserve a mom that is not stressed and not constantly losing her cool over managing it all. I have personally let overwhelm take over my life for way too long, and that is not something that I wish to pass on to my children. So the why behind my decluttering is to provide a simple and high functioning home for my family to thrive in, where I personally am not the one left to manage it all. It's when I am inviting my husband and my kids into this system that works for all of us. I'm inviting my kids to learn this lifelong skill of managing a home. Now, the key to decluttering is knowing exactly why you are decluttering. Defining the why behind your actions always clarifies the path moving forward. This is something that I truly believe. So I can share my process of how this is working in my home, and it truly may not work for you. You need to know and define your deep why of wanting a minimal home. This is key to maintaining your focus when you're decluttering your entire house. Your entire home is an overwhelming job if you look at it from the big scale. But If you know why you are working so hard to make your home minimal, you can focus on that one room, one job, one task at a time. So when you take the time to confront everything that you have in your home, it will go way smoother because you know exactly why you are doing it. The key is to slow down this whole process and remember your why. Make sure you watch this video next, all about savoring your days and to slow down in one of your busiest seasons. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.